Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today we're going to be discussing whether or not games are too easy these days. I'm really excited about my new mic. We finally have a better system going on here, and I am just thrilled to kind of have this setup going forward. Today's video obviously is about whether or not games are too easy these days, because I know that games have so many different accessibility options, or they're just easier in general, say, than compared to games back in the early 90s or late 80s. But before we get into it, please make sure you're subscribed if you're not, click like, and tell me whether or not you think games are too easy these days. So let's get right into it. Do I think games are too easy these days? And I'm going to say no, I don't think they're too easy, because you can still play games on normal, or sometimes the other way, you can play the game on hard or really hard or difficult. I think it's really cool that you can play an older game that was maybe released 30 years ago and didn't have any difficulty options, and then now you can play it and choose to play it like even maybe harder, or choose to play it on a really easy setting. I do think that's really cool. The one thing that I really want to stress here is that these are options. When you choose a game and they have the difficulty options, that's exactly what they are. Options. So you can play on really easy or easy, normal, just play the game, the way it was maybe meant to be played, which is probably normal, just the normal setting, or you can make an extra challenge for yourself and play it on a hard or really hard setting. And I feel like that's exactly it. It's an option. So when people get upset that games are getting too easy these days, I feel like, are they? Because you don't have to choose that easy setting. You can make it really hard, or you can just play it on normal. I personally do like easy modes, and the reason for that is because I find that it opens up the types of games that I'm able to play. Now, I might discredit myself. I'm probably not as bad of a gamer as I sometimes claim to be, but I'm just not that hardcore, especially with some really complicated battle systems. I'm like a real Pokemon, Dragon Quest, simple battle system kind of person. And sometimes when you get these games that are like Xenoblade Chronicles, and it requires a lot of you to get invested in the battle system, and I'm just not really into it. Now, you could argue, well, then don't play the game, because you don't get it, and that's fair, and everybody has their opinion. And if that's you and you think, you know what, if you don't really get the battle system, it's not fair that they dumb it down or whatever for you, fair. But I do play JRPGs mostly for story. I'm not really like that hardcore. Sometimes people be like, oh, the battle system is so great. And for me, it's kind of like secondary. I don't mind if the battle system is really bad if the story is really interesting. So to me, story is kind of king. And if there is an option for me to play it on easy, pretty much every time I'm going to choose easy. Another reason that I like to play games on easy is because it actually does usually make the game shorter, and thus making me able to play more games. So I'm trying to play all these games every year and get through my backlog, and when a game is easier, it's usually a little shorter than if you played it on normal or difficult. And that's not entirely the reason. Obviously, you can choose to do side content, all that stuff. But when it's easier, you're probably not grinding as much. You're probably not spending as much time leveling up or just doing various battles. And I just feel like it does shorten it a tad. Now, this is a big point, and I want to make this very clear, because I think it's the number one reason why I don't think video games are necessarily too easy these days. And that is, why do people care? If you can still play the game on normal, why does it matter that an easy mode exists? If you never touch it, I just feel like, why does it matter what someone else does? That's a big thing for me, is like, why are we caring how other people are enjoying themselves? These are video games. This is not like, this isn't some kind of serious government job, or, it's like, it's a video game. If somebody wants to play, Final Fantasy and play it on easy, I kind of feel like, okay, like, it's a video game about magic and medieval things. Like, I just feel like, why is it mattering? So that's a big reason for me, is that people need to live their best life, and if they want to play games on easy, who cares? I know a lot of people who will say that they play a game on easy, not because they aren't that good at the game, because they actually just don't want to invest all the time or have to deal with it. People are getting older. We're not 14. I don't have all the time in the world anymore to, maybe try that boss 10 times. I want to honestly maybe try it 1 or 2 times. I don't want to be spending all this time on this boss. I don't have the time. When I get the free time, the little free time that I have, I don't want it to be frustrating. Video games are supposed to be fun. This is a fun passion. This is a fun hobby. So for me, easy mode, I'm all about it. And if it lets me get through a cool story, like, that's awesome, because I really, really love JRPG stories. I think some of them are just fantastic. And I feel like, I'll be honest, there are some games where I feel like if the easy mode didn't exist, then I may not actually be able to get through the game, and then I wouldn't be able to see what happens. It lets me complete the game and actually see the story to the end. So forget the whole, yay, I beat the game, like, sense of completion thing. I just want to know what happens. I don't want to look it up. I want to actually play it and just experience it and say it's a little easier. So be it. That's just my opinion on this, because I think that everybody should be able to play video games, and that's another reason, is accessibility. Not everybody is a hardcore, like, I've been playing JRPGs my whole life and, only play games that are 100 hours plus. Like, not everybody is like that. Now, yes, I've been playing JRPGs my whole life, but I still like playing games on easy because I just want a casual, fun experience. And some people obviously want a serious, hardcore, like, you're sweating kind of experience, and that's totally okay. And then you can play that game on normal or hard. But I mean, I'm probably gonna choose easy. That's just me. Now, it depends on the type of genre too, because some games, if they give the option of an easy mode, I'm not going to choose that because I do want the challenge. I don't want a challenge in a JRPG. I'm just being straight up honest. I kind of don't. For me, it's about experiencing the characters, the lore, the setting, exploring a fun world, seeing a really cool story and what happens. I'm not really interested in being frustrated and never ever, seeing the story to the end. I want to just play it on easy. I don't care. But when it comes to a platformer, I'm not going to necessarily choose hard, but if there's an easy mode, like I know Donkey Kong has like the funky mode that makes it super easy, or I know that Mario also has that, I'm probably not going to choose it because I kind of do want my challenge with a platformer. If it obviously got out of control, I would maybe put it down, but in general, I do like a platformer to be a little challenging. So it's just a preference thing. And some people might say like, oh, I just want to breeze through the platformer because it's fun, but I want a real challenge with a JRPG. So be it. Everybody has their own reasoning. But for me, I just really, really don't care for a challenge in a JRPG. That's not why I play them. But I do kind of like a challenge in a platformer. I do actually like being frustrated and upset if I keep dying in a platformer. One thing that I think is particularly cool about easy mode, or just the fact that there's accessibility options, is I feel like it brings in more fans to a series or a game. So there's a lot of games that people might be intimidated by, and they might say, well, if there's no easy mode, I'm maybe not going to play it because it's just, I'm not good at that genre or whatever, and I'm not going to play it. And I feel like that kind of sucks. But at the same time, I am totally down for there being some games that are known for being hard. There are series that are known for being hard. They're never going to have an easy mode, and I feel like that's okay. There are millions of games to play. If there's the odd series that's like, we're known for, like, that's what the game is, we're known for being a challenge, and they don't want to put an easy mode, that's fine. I'm probably not going to play that game, and that's okay with me. I'm okay with there being that. I'm also okay with there being games that are extra easy, and there is no hard mode, or you can't make it more of a challenge because the game is maybe for newcomers, or it's for kids, and it's like somebody getting upset that like Princess Peach Showtime is too easy. And I kind of feel like, well, it's made for a different audience. It's not Dark Souls. So there are games that are just, their normal setting is already quite easy. And I just feel like that's okay, and there's room for that, okay? I really think it's cool that there are games that came out a long time ago that are getting remasters and remakes, but with that come the quality of life improvements, which means usually a difficulty option. Because there are games that came out for like the Super Nintendo or the PlayStation 1, and we're getting these remakes now, and they have like an easy mode, and I just feel like that's maybe a game I wouldn't have tried, but now that the easy mode is there, I will try it. And I think that's really cool because it opens up a game, you know, to more people. There's more people now that can enjoy it and talk about it and become part of the community. And I feel like, isn't that a good thing? Isn't that great? That's just my opinion. I think easy mode is awesome, and I just feel like there's no shame in it. I think a lot of people don't necessarily want to admit that they play a game on easy, and I feel like I could also care less. Like, I'm not trying to impress anybody here. I'm not like, ooh, check out all the games I played on easy. Like, I don't really mind. There's lots of games that I play that don't even have an option. Like, usually Dragon Quest games don't have the option. For me, they're not necessarily known as being incredibly tough JRPGs. They're just normal, and I'm able to get through it with enough grinding, and I just feel like that's fine with me. Then there's other games where it's like, yeah, I'm really happy that the easy mode existed, because I just feel like, I don't know, I'm not really like vibing with the battle system that much. I'm not really that good at it. I'll be honest, I don't care to admit that maybe I'm not that good at some games. That's okay, but for me, it's like I got to experience the game, have a really fun time, and to me, that's what it's all about. And of course, I do want to mention that sometimes people won't play a game because it's too easy, so I think it is actually really cool that they have like a hard mode, because some people will be like, you know what? Knowing that there is a hard mode, I will play that game now. And it's like, okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be too easy. It's really cool if it's really hard, because there are tons of people that want that. And I feel like super cool that the option is there, super cool that everybody is able to check it out. I also think it's really cool that we have all these JRPGs coming out now, whether they're remakes or brand new IPs or whatever, but they have easy modes, because I'm gonna be honest with you, if I was like 6 or 7 years old, like there's no way I could play some of these games. I mean, I don't even play them on normal now. I still play them on easy and I don't care. But I'm like, some 7, 8-year-old kid is like, I really want to play that game, but there's no way realistically they'd probably be able to get through it on a normal mode. And I just think that's really cool, because maybe they can actually get through it now. So in terms of like kids getting introduced to the genre, super cool. My final point here is that video games are supposed to be fun. Video games are supposed to be something that, you, after a long day, you chill out. Video games can sometimes be fun if they are panic inducing. I get that, because I do like platformers that make me mad. That's another fun topic to discuss. But video games are supposed to be fun. I think that's the ultimate takeaway here, is that video games are supposed to be fun. And if lowering the difficulty makes it a little bit more fun for you, or a little bit more accessible in the sense that maybe you'll get through it, you're not gonna get to that boss, get stuck halfway through and be like, wow, I just wasted 30 hours and now I'm dropping the game, because I've been there. Very annoying. So I feel like if adding some of these difficulty modes makes games fun, brings more people into the genre, I'm so down. I'm so for it. So what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below whether or not you think games are too easy these days, or what is your opinion about difficulty options? Do you think they're awful? Do you think they're awesome? Do you use them? Are you playing games on easy? I just want to know. And it doesn't matter to me if you really want to play games on really hard. I think that's fantastic. If you are not into difficulty mode, that's fine. Or if you play games on easy like me, let me know. Like, I think it's awesome. I just think it's awesome that everybody's able to play video games however they want to, and I just feel like the more the merrier. Thank you for watching my video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It's kind of an interesting topic that I've wanted to talk about, because I'm not really shy about it. I don't really care that I play games on easy. It's definitely something that I've always been pretty open about, and I just want to know what you guys think. And of course, I'll see you guys in my next video.